Okay, this is part three of the bankruptcy. This is a life after filing for bankruptcy and my chapter seven going through. Um, this is the part of your life that's going to actually make it feel so fulfilling and relaxing because you don't have to worry about what you had to worry about before your bankruptcy. And it's almost as a start over a life when it comes to your finances. But the one thing you do have to remember, the way you got to that situation, you do not want to repeat the same methods and get back into that same situation because it can be detrimental to you because it'll look like you're just a repeated person just doing that. You know what I mean? Because when you file for bankruptcy, you have, I believe, 8 years to file again. So think about that. That means you'll be struggling all over again for the next 7 to maybe 6, 7 years. Because if you're going to do it again, you're most likely going to start off by getting things again, purchases that you should not be getting. So my first purchase was I end up getting a vehicle. Reason why, because like I told you in my in part one, got rid of my vehicle because it something went on with the transmission and the warranty would not take care of that no more, and they kind of burnt me on the warranty with GM. So I end up going out getting a new vehicle, and my interest rate was phenomenal. Like my interest rate was a 2.5, a 2.5. I paid that vehicle off though, ever since I mean, since I had that vehicle. But I got that vehicle, and that was my first vehicle after bankruptcy, and I got a 2.5, and I also got a credit card to start me back off, to get my credit moving into the right direction. And what I did was, you're not going to get, most likely, you might not get approved for a lot of big tier credit cards because you most likely probably already had them, depending. But when they see the bankruptcy, they basically need to see something moving in your life in order for them to give you a chance again. And you're going to get denied. But the main thing is, you start off with a secure, believe it's the credit card where you put at least like $300 down, not down. You put $300 onto a credit card, and you use that credit card like it's a actual credit card, but it's your own $300. The banks have that. That's how I started off. I started off with that, and I had that credit card for about a good 2 months. Kept it longer, but I had it for about 2 months. And what they do is they end up reimbursing you back your money. So when they do that, not just them, then what you'll do is, as your credit rating start going up, you start showing some type of consistency. That's when you start to get into, all right, let me start applying for a credit card at the bank. Let me apply here just to feel around, see what you're going to get approved for and denied on. And some things go through, some don't. It just depends, their own preference. But the good thing is, if you have a job and consistent income coming in, and you also have a mortgage or whatnot, it helps. So, but that's what you want to do. You want to start doing that. And then from there, you start building up basically a good relationship with the credit card company by paying on time, not overcharging your credit card. You want to build that foundation to start taking your bankruptcy from your low credit score to starting to elevate it up more. That way, when they look up your credit, it looks as if, oh, okay, they went through a bankruptcy, but then they look at everything else. They're like, oh, wow, he's good on making the payments and the bills. Because at the end of the day, just because you filed for bankruptcy doesn't mean you did in the water. Like, it's a new start, but at the same time, it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle, depending. Because if you had nothing at all, you probably shouldn't be applying to anything, because you need to work on finding a job or a better higher paying job of income. You know what I mean? It just depends. You never know what's going on. So, but make a long story short, so from there, next thing you know, I end up getting I think maybe a Capital One. I end up getting a Capital One, and then from a Capital One, I end up getting an Apple Card. Now, I don't know how tough it is to get an Apple Card now, but one of my best cards, it's sad to say this, but my best card was the Apple Card. I never knew that Apple Card would be that beneficial to me. As far as points, the way like going to the store in the morning, like the Wawa, you get coffee and then you get points reimbursed back to you of just the amount of money you spent. But the thing is, I wasn't just spending just to spend I go to stores and buy the things that I want to get. Like if I get coffee in the morning, I kind of limit. I kind of stop that though. I tone that down. Try to make coffee at home. But at the end of the day, you kind of get my drift. That's a really good card to have because not only is it good to have, you use it with your iPhone. You just tap and it's coming right off your card. And another good thing I like about that card that's real beneficial, just making the payments on that card, how it just goes on automatically, like right away. I don't know any cards that's going to operate that way. But I'm just saying, other than that, it's no, I don't know, I can't see any other perks that you can really get with that card. But other than that, it's convenient, very convenient. Also, after that, that's when I applied for a small, what was it? A small loan, but it was a what kind of loan was it? It was with my credit union, a line of credit. I applied for a line of credit, and I got approved for that. That was a nice amount, and that's basically like a credit card, except the credit card is not in your hand. You're using it through, you're using it through the, through your bank account. You transfer the money over, you make the payment, they deduct it right out of your account. That's what it is, and that's one of those things. Whereas though, when you look at that, it makes you realize that, what I mean, life moves forward. But at the end of the day, you start doing things so you can build yourself up. Like I don't know if you want to buy a house, but you want to get these things started. So when people pull your credit, they able to see your consistency, even though you still have that bankruptcy, but they still have to see some type of consistency of you paying bills and you being on top of your ball game. Even though you went through what you went through. Hey, look, this is the way of the world. If it wasn't, you wouldn't have so many bankruptcy lawyers and divorce lawyers and all these other type of lawyers around. They're there for bad times. People make money, the most money during bad times. I don't know why it's just like that. And that's the thing you have to realize about when you go into a financial struggle. Some of them, some struggles are a little small. You can get yourself out of, but then you get those type of struggles where you cannot get ahead, no matter what you do, unless you sell your soul or your heart or some lungs or something. You're not going to be able to get out of that, and that's something that I think a lot of people need to know and need to hear. That it is a way, but at the same time, it's not a good feeling to do it because you know that you failed. You know that you lost your sense of direction when it came to money. It's easy for money to spiral out of control, especially when you don't have a direction. And one thing about filing for the bankruptcy and it going through, it gives you a different perception and an understanding of money. You're not going to understand money a lot of times if no one teaches you and you're doing it on the wing. Like you just throwing the bait out there and you trying to figure it out as you go. And the bad part about that is, normally when you're going through that, one thing about learning about your finances on the like you just rolling it. Like no one teaches you anything. And that's the bad part about getting into a bad financial situation, is because no one teaches you. It's like self-learned. And sometimes being self-learned can be detrimental to your money because you don't understand about how to budget, or even if you do know how to budget, you don't know, like especially doing renovations, you don't know how to basically search for contractors correctly. Like it's a lot of things you don't know. So a lot of times when you finding out things through life, this is why you see a lot of people that make it through life with a success story, because they failed a lot. And a lot of times when you fail, it will teach you something. and it will teach you a valuable lesson. A lesson to be learned is that you take your losses and your failures and you look at that and you say, oh, okay, I know what not to do again. I know where to put my money at. I know how to spend it. I know how to search for what I need to search for to get a job done. Because one thing is worth, like it's nothing worse than being caught off guard when it comes to money. It's like a car breaking down and you only got $1,000 in the bank. Some of you don't. All of a sudden, you are put into a situation that you did not expect. So I'm gonna just say that if you're going through this and you looking to learn about a bankruptcy and just what you're gonna go through, and you watch my video, I hope it was really informative and helpful. But at the same time, I'm gonna say this: be smart with your money. Money management is always the key, and know where your money is going. Because if you understand where it's going and you know where you're spending it, it might make you look at your finances a lot different and say, "Oh, hold on, let me hold off on spending this because I shouldn't be buying this or the things I can't afford." You know. All right. So good luck.